Ouch. I went too fast asking for website changes. This is episode number 306 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads, amplifying more quality. This episode is perfect to talk about that topic of more quality, but we're going to go fast while making a point because we have a week to go, and then we have to leave to go to Vegas. We're a speaker yet again called Managing Expectations of Your Next Prospect for the show there. We'd love to see you. But previously, last week, we were talking about making people like you and what is the mere exposure effect. Check out last week's episode, but this week, we're going right into it where this is a common problem where My Online Toolbox spends a great effort in educating and or creating marketing plans to help bring clients forward with brand marketing and really entrenching how they target their future ideal client. And what we're going to do is we're not throwing this client under the bus, but we are showing it live. And we're going to come back in a few weeks to show how we fix the problem. But for now, let's go right to it. We have a great client called Valley Woodworks out in Oregon, and they're doing fantastic. But what they did was they had a project, they finished a real cool project, and of course, they planned to have us guide the programmers to place the featured project onto the website, and we realized, unfortunately, that somebody else in their company guided the programmers to quickly put it online. So what happened was when we were catching up to our traditional scheduling, we then went online and happened to notice that the project was already there. And we were disappointed because we were already scheduling to do it, but separately, we were disappointed because it was done wrong. And here's a simple example that we see repetitively over and over and over again. So, using the middle picture where it says a very sad window and the completed project, which the project itself is gorgeous, but behind the scenes, where the SEO, search engine optimization, we were looking and we noticed that this particular project was being indexed for an independence church, new build, before and after. And that was where the real problem lied. And we have to always remind people that programmers traditionally are not strategists. They are not paying attention to the long term objectives of your brand. And if you guide a programmer to say, this is what I would like you to do, most of the time they're going to follow your commands verbatim, and you're not going to realize that 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the road, while the project may have been cosmetically appealing for the moment, it's not helping solidify your objectives for the services you provide as well as the ideal target areas that you're shooting for. So what we do, we want to show you this particular, we're actually going right here and we're taking a snippet of that image to make a point. And we wanted to show people that for the last year and a half, we have been working really hard to enhance the strength of the target markets. And we're doing really well, and we still are to this moment. But the key thing to notice on the right-hand side is that when you're searching for various versions of Storm Sash in either Corvallis, Oregon, or Salem, Oregon, or either historic window restorations in Salem or Corvallis, our objective is to build the brand of Valley Woodworks for those topics. But this project, it in a rush, was loaded to talk about an independence church, which we don't do anything specific to churches, even though it's historic restorations at a church. We're definitely not targeting the town of Independence. And when you look at a new build, it could easily be assumed that it's a new build, like a new home build or a new building being built, but not anything to do with window restoration, historic restorations, and so forth. And right there is what lies the problem. The intent of the client was to get their cool project online, but inadvertently shooting themselves in the foot that if no one picked up on it, all of this content that was loaded incorrectly. Programmers will traditionally say, you don't understand. The customer sent us an email and sent us all of these pictures and guided us what to do. And rarely are they going to take an effort to double check what the objective is. And they usually will feel uncomfortable telling owners that, hey, are you sure about what you're giving us? And there lies the problems in general when it comes to brand marketing. We're going to come back in a few weeks to talk about this, but to make sure that we also compliment the customer when we do fix it, we have on the My Online Toolbox Instagram page, week after week after week, a featured project, not just a cool, cosmetically appealing project, but how these remodelers, specialty contractors, new home builders, commercial contractors, how they take their content and post it strategically, not quickly, and not just for cosmetic appeal, but for a target audience over an extended period of time. We can't beat it into everybody hard enough, but the customer has to take responsibility when they give it to programmers and the programmers make a mistake. The programmers will many times no longer be with their company by the time 1 to 2 years go by, and by the time anybody's realizing why the indexing is getting weaker for your company, it would all be attributed to many times you, the owner, passing content to either website programmers or social folk incorrectly without being very explicit to protecting your brand. So we want to remind people to please like and comment on these quick tips, because this has always been the same thing we're talking for years, but we can't force people to remember to do it correctly. Same thing goes with the Instagram channel to follow us. We just went over 150 featured projects, all with the same concept over and over again. Again, we are going to come back in a few weeks to show off this particular client doing it correctly, and of course, we're going to give them a plug on our featured projects to thank them for helping us educate people, including themselves. They'll probably never make that mistake again. And we want to remind anybody new to the My Online Toolbox Orbit, it all begins with basic education. Taking the basic education will completely change how you perceive your marketing efforts, at least initially towards your websites, for the rest of your life done correctly. This is My Online Toolbox, providing weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of your marketing, with a reminder to grow your business with more quality leads and to never forget to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.